Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Getting this one out to you a couple days after the game. We've really let it sit and digest. The Miami Dolphins coming up with a victory 22-20. We were both spot on in our predictions, I would say. I mean, we both predicted a close game. I want to say I said that the game was going to end with Dallas driving for a last-second field goal and they couldn't get in range. It actually went down to Miami driving for the last-second field goal, and god dang, Jason Sanders. Holy cow. Player of the game, 100%. I mean, AFC Special Teamer of the Week.
He should be. 5 for 5 on field goals.
3 for 3 from 50. He was 6 of 16 from 50 yards the last two seasons. And he hits a 57, a 54, and a 52-yarder to win the game. I mean, that's unbelievable. What a game. Under hits, we both predicted that. Both defenses really came to play.
Within a field goal.
Yeah, within 3 points, which is also what we predicted. But, I mean, what stands out to you the most? If you could pick, like, one play from the game, and I think I know where you would go, right? It's obvious.
The most obvious one. It's got to be that first and goal at the 1-yard line. Or, really,
maybe the play before that.
It's a combo play, because I agree. The play before it sets up the next play to happen, because who would think you're going to see Tony Pollard just not use that burst that he had.
Did you see all that space to the sideline?
I mean, for everyone watching, I pulled out all the stops. I brought Addison, surprise guest, unannounced, known Miami Dolphin hater, and I just happened to have a Jason Witten jersey that
fits
just
him
fit him perfectly.
Fit him like a glove.
And Dallas gets ball, marches down. But he brought it up right when it happened. He was like, why didn't you just burst to the edge?
He had the speed to get it for sure.
Because not only do you have the speed, you have the angle, but also you have the ability to reach or dive.
To go forward.
You have to. Whenever you cut in.
Cut up and turns himself.
All your momentum is dead. Great tackle by number 21
Elliott.
To bring down
pull him back just enough.
Of course, it's 21 Elliott. Bringing down Tony Pollard at the 1-yard line, and then you get Zeke Elliott later
you're right.
hurling people for touchdowns.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. That's unbelievable.
I didn't either until I watched the replay.
That's unbelievable.
30 minutes ago, and I was just like, God, of course it's 21 Elliott.
21 Elliott. I mean, I didn't realize that Dallas was 6-0 in the season when scoring first.
Yeah, they flashed that.
I'm like, oh my God, we're screwed. Like, they're definitely going to score here. And then he brought down Pollard, and I remember I was sitting inside watching this because I had to spend some time with the in-laws, and I was like, it doesn't matter that he brought him down. They're going to punch it in right here. And then the missed handoff between Lepke and Prescott, and the ball just plops right down, and Dolphins dive on it.
It's just so frustrating because they did show that stat on I think it was the 4th and 2.
Yeah,
I'm just screaming in the garage. I'm like, please take the points.
Take the three. Take the 3.
It was a great play call. You get the tight end in motion, and it's just wide open for 15, 20 yards.
Easy.
But it's just so frustrating on that 3rd and 1. I know Lepke on that drive had 3 touches, which might be his career high.
Unquestionably his career high.
And he converted 2 of those into first down. Short yardage, rushes up the middle. He had a nice little 8-yard route as well out of the backfield. But it's like, I understand why he's in there because he's converted 2 runs already on that drive. And Pollard just got stuffed on a short yardage situation. But it's first and goal at the 1.
Well, I don't know why you don't tush push it 4 times there.
I mean,
like 4 QB
anything.
sneaks.
Where's Rico Dowdle?
Right, where's the power back?
2 carries in the whole game?
Yeah.
I mean, I get why they had him in there because he had been very good on that opening drive. But it just stinks to see him driving like that. Especially when it happens, we're already high-five circling in the garage.
Right, it's coming in.
We see him 3 yards deep in the end zone. We just don't imagine he never
the
had
ball's
the ball.
on the ground 10 yards, 3 yards behind him.
We finish circling the high-five circle, and we just see
Dolphins ball!
And then we see Dolphins high-stepping downfield.
Cheering, it's like, what happened?
And I'm like, maybe he's already crossed before the ball came out. No,
never even had the ball.
So if I had to pick one play,
it has to be that.
I'm going to pick that play on first and goal because Pollard, you get stuff. The defender makes a great play.
Yeah, great play by Elliott.
On the first and goal play, it's just a bad. Nobody forces that.
No, that was an unforced error.
An unforced error. It goes back to the Dallas Cowboy red zone woes.
Yes, it does.
We've been talking about all season long.
Yep.
And it's just the play of the game because I said it all second half. You literally go from leading the entire game long to trailing the entire game. And, maybe, you can look at it 2 ways. It's the first drive of the game. You have, 53 more minutes to go out there and win the game.
Right.
But on the other side, like, maybe the Dolphins, press.
Now press and make a mistake.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that or press and they're not settling for threes.
Right.
They're going for it on those 4th and 3s and pushing the issue. But tough play. It's a terrible start to the game.
Yeah.
It
drains you.
It's like, okay, we're marching. 15 plays, 7 minutes. You're taking half the first quarter.
Half the first quarter and you get nothing out of it.
Oh, that would have been such a statement.
Yeah. Just march.
There's got to be something demoralizing to be a team kicking the ball off, and then by the time your offense gets the ball, you're down 7-0. It's like, oh, well, shit.
It's like, okay, they just march down the field. Now you have to answer. Now you have to answer.
But yeah, that was definitely deflating. Right when it happened, me being, the
pessimist that you are. It's like,
we lost. Game's over.
We lost.
Might as well go home. Might as well turn it off.
Yep. Let's put her to bed. It's over.
Because there's so much game left, you hope that they can bounce back and
absolutely.
You got 53 minutes to win the game still.
Right. A
so
lot of
football. It doesn't come down to one play, but damn, that's a 7-point
But that's the only turnover in the game.
Yep.
Dolphins go down and get 3 right there. It's a 10-point swing. Hypothetically, 10-point swing. Instead of being up 7-0, now you're down 3-0. And, that was definitely the play that changed the game, in my opinion, especially when you look at the stats of the Dallas 6-0 and scoring first, having driven, like you said, just driving right down the field on the Dolphins defense, who's been number 1 in the NFL since week 8 when it comes to yards and points allowed per game. And you just march down the field to score, and then you get nothing out of it. And your defense has to come in and try and make a play. And then the Dolphins hit a 50-yard ball to Waddle. It's like, all the air.
You got to stop there.
Yeah, right? It's like, okay, great. Everything's fine. Yep. Anything can happen at that point. Field position's good for you.
Tough.
Yep, and then he hits Waddle deep. Yeah,
And then not only hits him deep to get 3 points, but Jason Sanders 57-yarder.
57-yarder.
It's like, whenever Tua threw that ball out of bounds, I was like, I think they probably punt.
Yeah.
They might come
there's
out
no way they trot him.
Hard count it, maybe
try and get him to 5.
There, you take the delay. Who cares? Give you more, punting yardage.
Yeah.
Or room to pin him. But as soon as he hit that 57, it's like, oh boy.
Okay, so he came to fucking play, huh?
A guy who's been,
very hit or miss. Very hit or miss.
Average, maybe
below average at times.
Season,
yes.
It's just like, wow. That sets the tone.
It's like, here we go. Yeah, I agree.
Because if he's hitting from 57, he's hitting from anything.
Yeah, everything closer. And he's butter. Yeah, and he was yesterday on Sunday.
Great game from Jason Sanders.
Yeah, I would say if we just look at game balls for the game, Jason Sanders gets my game ball for sure. Now, there are others I would give, but Jason Sanders obviously gets it. 3 of 3 from 50+. I mean, I had been honestly counting down the days until we could cut him and save money against the cap. And now it's like, just kidding. You stay right here, buddy, if you're going to do shit like that. I mean, just the mental fortitude to hit those kicks with the game on the line, to put up 15 of the 22 points the offense scored. I mean, unbelievable. He absolutely gets a game ball. And then I'm giving one to, I got to give one to Tua for going 24-37, 293 and a touchdown. Didn't make any mistakes. That's what we needed. Yep. If you don't make the mistakes, that's how you win these games. And obviously, that's literally what decided the game, was the no mistake from Tua. So I give him one, and then my last one has to go to the man, the myth, and the legend, Andrew Van Ginkel. The guy was on a mission on Sunday. 10 total tackles, 1.5 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, a TFL, and a pass defended. Everywhere. The guy was absolutely everywhere. Yep. So great game from him, stepping up for Jalen Phillips. It felt great. And shout out to the offensive line. 4 backup offensive linemen all game, 1 sack.
Yep.
1 sack.
And it was on the stop right before Dallas went and got the touchdown to take the lead, too. So it's like, okay, maybe the defense finally made
got going. Yep, and finally
Dallas
did something.
Gets the touchdown, another 17-play drive.
Yep, yeah.
Touchdown. It's like, okay, defense.
1 stop.
This historical defense.
You got 3 minutes to stop them.
2000s Ravens.
Yeah. Write down. No. Who you got game balls? Any game balls you want to give out for Dallas?
I really don't. If I had to give one, it would have to be to CeeDee Lamb, because what else do you want him to do? I mean, you completely shut him out. He scores a long touchdown. Now, on that touchdown, I don't like him juking and then immediately slowing down to kind of taunt the juke.
Yeah.
Getting tackled.
Getting tackled.
He scored, so I'm not going to hold it against him. But he doesn't get another target until 10 minutes left in the fourth.
I don't understand that.
That touchdown was in the first quarter. What are we doing for two-plus quarters?
When he's the
best
best
35
receiver,
minutes of football without a target.
Without even being looked at. Like, I don't care if he's well on with Jalen Ramsey. You throw it up, give him a shot.
Not even that. I mean, Ramsey's not traveling with
him. Ramsey's on one side.
Why are we not motioning to
your
best playmaker of the ball?
I mean, you're throwing jump balls to, what is it, Turpin? 18, whoever it was?
No, it was Jalen Tolbert.
Tolbert.
He did come down.
Great catch for Jalen Tolbert. But it's like, what are we not giving CeeDee Lamb the shot here? What are we doing?
I'd probably give it a CD. I did love
Dak played well.
You need 6 on that drive. They converted multiple fourth down conversions.
And they got it.
The big one was by penalty in the end zone there, kind of ticky-tacky.
It was a hold.
I want it called if it's, my team, which it was, so I wanted it called.
Yep, it was a hold.
4th and goal going to Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah.
That's the target on 4th and goal, but
wow.
you got the call.
Got
you
the
get
call.
The touchdown.
Great throw to Cooks in the corner, too.
Great
throw, great catch on Ramsey. Yeah, that was
250, 2 tuds, got sacked 4 times. Backup left tackle, shoot multiple times. He's like, okay, Bradley Chubb's right here. I got Tyler Smith, who's
great guard.
I don't want to say
one of the best guards.
Pro Bowl left guard this season to my right. Okay, I'm going to hesitate on the snap, and I'm going to double his guy.
Double in and let Chubb go right in.
What are we doing? Woo! What are we doing?
Yeah.
And so it's
just let Bradley Chubb have free shots.
Multiple sacks on the game. And it's just like, through all of it, you have a chance to. They have a lead in the fourth quarter late. I mean, they led until 0-0.
Yeah, right till at the very end of the game.
That small stretch of that 4-minute mark. But, great game.
Great football game.
I can't be too upset with it, but
no. I will say I was very happy for Dallas and their run defense stepping up. Dolphins, I know backup offensive linemen, but still only averaged 3.5 yards a carry, 91 total yards. Dallas committed to stopping the run. That's what I thought we'd be in trouble if that was the case, and we were obviously in trouble. We won with the last-second field goal. So Dallas's run defense definitely came to play. I did need a Vic Fangio masterclass, and I'd say I got close to it. I don't know if it was perfect, obviously. But holding Dallas's offense, who averaged over 30 points a game, to only 20 points, which is the 4th fewest points Dallas has scored in a game all season. Happy with that. I'll take that. Defense played well. 4 sacks against a great offensive line. Missing Tyron Smith was obviously massive in that game. But even so, Andrew Van Ginkel and Terrence Steele was very good, too.
Yeah.
Like, Van Ginkel was getting home. He played great. Played through the whole game. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but the dude he broke his nose in the first quarter and played through it and just kept going. Just kept going. The guy is an animal. He's an animal. It used to be a meme. Like, this was a joke.
Like Andrew Van Ginkel a lot.
How can you dislike him? How can you dislike him?
You got your brother a jersey.
I got him a Ginkel jersey, and it's always been like
you have put money in Andrew Van Ginkel's pocket.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely. I've tried to design shirts with him on it. I'm all in on Van Ginkel. He almost wasn't a Dolphin. We almost didn't re-sign him. Brought him back on a 1-year deal. But very happy with that. Looking ahead for both of our teams. Obviously, this week for Miami, massive game that we're going to be talking about here real soon, and which I will be talking about with Sage later this week. Dolphins have clinched playoff spot. Worst they can get is the 6th seed. Best they can get is the 1 seed. Everything's in front of them. Happy to have clinched a playoff spot. It's kind of a monkey off the back. It's like, okay, we're in again. Back-to-back years. Feels good. 11-4. But with the win over Baltimore this week, Dolphins have an 80% chance of getting that number 1 seed, which would be huge this season. Dallas, what are we looking at with 2 weeks to go?
Got Detroit coming to Dallas in a game where I've heard a lot of the talking heads, obviously, with the holiday and then work being the last couple of days, why we were, a little behind on this recap, which is not a bad thing.
Right.
We got to get it out, but we got, responsibilities outside.
Things are going on, right?
Yeah. And, but I've heard a lot of the talking heads. Dallas wins this game at home, fantastic. You go undefeated at home on the season, but you don't really improve your seeding much. You need Philadelphia to lose one of these cupcakes, and even when they tried,
they still might, man. Giants almost beat them in Philly.
Giants in Week 18, if Tyrod Taylor plays the whole game, is interesting.
Yeah,
but
Tyrod's the starter. DeVito's been benched.
Dallas-Detroit this week will be another game against a physical front. We'll talk about it, obviously, in our show this week. Another team, very physical up front, likes to run the football. That team Dallas historically would struggle against. Not Detroit, but a physical run-first offense. Can they stop it? Can you go undefeated at home?
Right.
And then you got to deal with Washington last week of the season.
Right.
Which
will be Jacoby Brissett, QB, as Sam Howell's been benched. Another thing we'll talk about later this week.
But in that road game, probably not a lot to play for other than just the simple fact of can we go on the road and look good, even if it's against Washington.
Even against Washington. Agreed.
Because you're going to have to go on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's looking like it. You need the Eagles to stumble. As long as you guys win out and the Eagles lose one of their games, the division's yours. Right. You need it. Detroit's going to need that game, too. Detroit's not out of the 1 seed hunt.
That's another thing I've heard is Dallas really can't improve their seeding with a win, but Detroit can play for theirs.
Play for a 1.
It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, huge game.
If Dallas wins out, a third straight 12-5 season, which would be very impressive.
Very impressive.
It would be, ultimately not be worth anything.
It's been the MO for Dallas for the last couple seasons where it's like, okay, you guys are going to be great in the regular season. You're going to win double-digit football games. What can you do in the playoffs? That's what we need to see.
Yep, you can go undefeated or you can go sub-500 and make the playoffs, but no one cares. It just matters what you do in the playoffs.
And the Cowboys are, and I know people like Chris Broussard say this on First Things First, they're an S-Bob team. Like, I want Dallas to at least make the NFC Championship game because you've never seen that, and I would love to see it. But at the same time, even if Dallas makes it to the NFC Championship game and loses, it will feel like a disappointment.
Right.
It will feel like a bummer. Like, damn it, they were right there. No, this is the Cowboys. Are they not? Come on.
I did say before the season, though, looking back on it, a successful Dallas Cowboys season would be making the NFC.
Yes, I'm in the same boat.
Done in 27 years.
Right, would like to get there. Haven't seen it. We both like them together.
My mom lives out west, out in Arizona. We're in Illinois.
Yeah.
Been trying to plan a trip out there around the football playoffs because don't want to miss anything good.
No, can't.
And so I was like, you know what? If I'm out there for the Super Bowl visiting, so her birthday's early February, not huge unless Dallas is playing.
In it, right? Then you can't be there. Yeah, right. I might have to be here for that.
Be here for that. But we joked on the phone. It's like, Mom, they haven't been in an NFC Championship game since I've been alive. Since you were 5 months pregnant with me. So the likelihood of me having to be out here and postpone this trip longer is very slim.
Yeah,
but,
I gotcha. You never know.
Not a lot to look forward to the last few weeks, other than just moral victories. Honestly,
yeah,
at the end of the day.
Get to the 12 wins and just hope Philly falls in their face.
They've secured a playoff spot.
Yep.
They've almost locked up that 5 seed because the next 2 NFC wildcard teams are
bad. You can either get the 2 or the 5, and that's it now.
You're just playing for health and maybe some moral victories. That's really it moving forward.
I agree. I will look forward to your Cowboys-Lions preview. That will be out later this week. Dolphins-Ravens preview will be out later this week. Also, stay tuned for our picks and power rankings for Week 17 of the NFL season. Wow, that is sad. All right, we will see you guys in the next one.